Oh, hello there. I got a joke. What do you call a fake noodle?
Here we go. Come on, Mike. Come on.
We're here.
But let's go. Let's go.
Talk about.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. I'm Doc
I'm Mike.
on the mic, and we glad to be on episode number 10. It's good for us to be here. Good evening, everybody in the chat. The chat room is filling up, so we'll shout them out as they come into the room. We got quite a bit to talk about tonight. Me and Mike was in the green room before the show, putting our thoughts together. We're gonna NFL mock draft, trade rumors, NBA power rankings, and Kobe Bryant. Since Kobe is not gonna take a long time for us to talk about, I'm gonna play a couple of videos about him. But as Mike and I were talking about, Kobe was okay. We're gonna play these couple of clips, and then me and Mike are gonna spend a few moments talking about him, and then we're gonna jump into the NFL mock draft.
I ain't even right, hot top Chanel, dripping right, young white cell, free living life. Sleep.
Now
How
listen
did
to
you
this.
get mentally and emotionally so strong where it doesn't bother you?
Well, you got to look at the reality of the situation. Like for me, it's not, you kind of got to get over yourself. Like, it's not about you, man. Like, okay, you feel embarrassed. You're not that important. Like, get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like, you're worried about how people may perceive you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself, right?
Yeah, Kobe was all right. So what you feeling when you're thinking about Kobe these days? What's going on?
That's what I do when I'm about to get into something savory.
There you go.
I think
Talk to me.
this Kobe situation, I think it surprised the way I feel about it.
Okay.
It surprised me because the way I felt about him before he passed was pretty much the way some people feel, where he's just another copycat of Michael Jordan. The only difference was that he was copycatting, like, almost, it's about he's the closest to ever come to the actual man.
Right.
So that's the way I felt about Kobe. The more that time goes by, and it's already been 2 years back.
Right, I know.
Years.
Isn't that amazing? Right at the beginning of the pandemic, January of 2020.
So the more time goes by, and I keep seeing clips of him and this, that, and the other about Kobe, it has made me appreciate him to a different level.
Right.
And the guy, to me personally, not that the NBA or whoever else that feels the same way, but to me personally, it should be Mike, then Kobe,
Yeah.
and then whoever else they want to throw into it.
You think that? Hold on, let me see if I can find the 75th anniversary pick with him. But he's part of the 75 All-Star team for the NBA.
I just think that how dare any conversation about who is who in the NBA happen and his name not be in there.
Hello.
His thought process about things and the way he went about things, the way he prepared, the way he would actually get things done.
Yeah.
Amen. It was second to only one guy.
Amen. I have my feelings about Kobe, and like you said, after he played and listening to him talk, he had a lot of sense, and I'm appreciating him more
That's
now.
smart.
Yeah, I'm appreciating him more now that he's gone.
And I hate to say that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. He emulated Michael Jordan. He loved Michael Jordan, and Kobe. He was a ball player. Now I can't take nothing from him. He was a ball player, and yeah, yeah,
When you need
yeah.
a closer, he was a closer.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have to ask him. He was taking the last shot.
He was gonna take it, right?
And that's part of why I put him ahead of what some people might want to, these LeBroners, and
I feel you.
I put him ahead of him without no hesitation, because LeBron, you can't put him in Mike's and Kobe's
You can't do it. You can't do
level,
it.
because he does not go about the game the way they do. He is not a person that thinks if this game is going to end, it's because I'm going to end it.
You better say it, Doc. I'm gonna see if I can
And
get some
that
highlights.
question was asked to Mike and to Kobe, and the response was, "That's a silly question."
I know, right?
But but that's not, and it's okay for LeBron to feel like he can pass it.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But you are not the number one, the GOAT, however you want to put it.
How you want to put it?
And he loves to put himself there, but he's not it. And to me, it's Mike and then Kobe.
That's what you think? I would say I like Mike, LeBron, and then Kobe. But you can debate that. That's an ongoing debate with
It's a
everybody.
debate that is not going. There's a debate of Kobe, of LeBron and Jordan.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
I don't understand why, but there's a debate for that.
That's right.
I think the debate is dying down, and people are beginning to realize.
That's true.
Hey, okay, let's slow down a little bit.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
But the fact of the matter is that don't stop there. Keep going back a little bit, because I think people forget who Kobe was.
That's
that
true.
man had to hear what some players, the way they talk about
Right.
Michael Jordan, that he was quote unquote Black Jesus. And, they called him the Black Cat. Whatever. I mean, he put so much fear into some of these players. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
That's right.
The only other player that did that is Kobe. Nobody is scared that way of LeBron.
That's now see.
How
Now
did
see,
you
you
get
mailing now.
mentally
You mailing now.
and
You
emotionally
mailing
so
now.
strong where
All right, let's
it
look
doesn't
at
bother
these
you?
highlights
Well,
real quick now.
you got to look at the reality of the situation. Like for me, it's not, you kind of got to get over
But
yourself.
I thought I had some highlights.
It's not about you, man. Like, okay, you
You,
feel embarrassed. You're
But
not that
what's
important.
got you thinking about Kobe?
Get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like you're worried about how people may perceive you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself,
The man
right?
A little bit more.
Yeah.
And maybe the thoughts that you had sometimes were clouded as a person by the love that you have for your favorite player, which
Right.
in my case, I defend Michael Jordan, but it's not because he was my favorite player. It's because he's just
Yeah. I mean.
he's just tops. But
Right.
I always, that debate before LeBron came into the picture of Kobe and Michael was also there.
Right.
But Kobe has he has the, how can I put it? I want to put it in good terms for him.
Right.
But he has the humanity.
That's
to
a
be
good
able to
word.
say-
That's a good word.
To be able to sit down and say, don't come at me with
Right.
about me being the best. Without Michael Jordan, there is no Kobe.
That, yeah.
And
That's
it's
right.
to be able to sit back and say, that speaks highly of the greatness that of Kobe.
That's right.
And it's just after seeing some of these things and hearing more about him, and it
Right.
lets you see another side that you didn't see, but maybe because you were just too blind to it.
That's right, man. That's
I think
right.
he
That's
should be
right.
appreciated more than he is right now because the guy was really smart and very articulate and very determined. And some of the quotes that he puts out there are just
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
pretty,
Yeah.
pretty, pretty, pretty strong.
Yeah. Oh well, let me ask you this: how was your birthday?
It was good. It was good. The Mrs. Sarah, which I want to thank you so much. And my sister came over, which I want to thank you so much. And my mother, thank you very much.
Oh,
They
good,
came
Miss
over with
Susan.
my nieces and so forth.
Really?
So, we don't do anything too big, but they came over and they made me some good Dominican dishes.
Listen at you.
Were very very good, very delicious. It was a nice time, nice weekend overall. Last weekend.
Okay,
So
let
thank
me
you
let
for
me
asking.
play this song as we introduce our next segment. Hold on, Fox
Mhm.
thing. Hold on, here we go. Here we
What do
go.
you have in your Palm Pilot?
Here we go.
Well, then do you want to sing it?
Ooh! Man, we didn't have football Sunday, man. We were feeling some kind of way. Oh my goodness. Boy,
This is how you need to fight.
ah!
I gotta punch somebody in the face.
Well, good evening, everybody. What's up, Philip Reynolds? What's up, Mom? What's up, sisters? It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. Okay, we went started on our mock draft last week. We got to the fourth team, and so we're gonna pick up at team number 5. Who has the fifth pick in the draft?
I'm going to tell you that right now, sir.
All right, my friend. Man, I like this. I like doing this with you, man.
So
What you got?
the draft order is.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I got
So
you.
we spoke of who so far?
We did Jacksonville. We
The
did
Lions and the Texans.
with the Lions and the Texans. So we're on number 4.
So the Jets are next.
Right.
Now, as you know, the Jets just picked up a quarterback
That's right.
of their supposed future. And I'm going to say supposed because we don't know if he's going to pan out.
Okay.
But what do you think it's their next move?
They need some offense. They need some linemen. They need somebody to protect the quarterback, whoever he is. I think they need either a lineman or they need a weapon for the quarterback.
They sure do.
You know.
They sure do. Their situation is one where they are in such dire need of so many different things because they've been having so many losing seasons.
That's right.
Consecutive losing seasons.
Right.
At that. But I
What you
believe
think?
that there's just different ways that they can go in this pick.
Right.
They can go with the lineman. I think my pick of Evan Neal, the offensive tackle from Alabama,
Okay.
my pick for him was to be the number 1 pick.
That's right.
To protect Lawrence.
Right.
Now, my thing here is since he's gone, and I believe he's the best offensive lineman available in this draft.
Right.
I think that the Texans are looking at picking who's best.
Okay.
I don't think that an offensive guard, which I think Kenyon Green is probably the best guard.
Listen at you. That's the okay.
So being that he's going to be he's the best guard in the draft, I don't think that they're going to pick a guard.
I don't either. I'm thinking if I were the Jets, I would get a
Trade down.
weapon. I would get a wide receiver for. I don't know why they got rid of Robbie Anderson in the first place, but anyway, I think they're gonna get a weapon for the quarterback. I think they're gonna pick up a wide receiver.
I believe that Garrett, what's his name? Sorry, Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State wide receiver. There's going to be a fight in this in this pick because you cannot. There's a player that is about as good of a pick for an early pick or a top 5 pick in Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. He is about as sure of a pick as you're going to get out of these guys.
Okay.
But he's just not going to go number 1.
Okay.
But from Garrett Wilson, who will give Sack a wide receiver, another weapon to go to, which they're losing wide receivers at that.
Right.
I believe that between Garrett Wilson and Kyle Hamilton, but I'm going to give them Kyle Hamilton.
Okay. Okay. Let's do number 5. Number 5, the New York Giants. Number 5, the New York Giants. They're up on the board.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I'm thinking the New York Giants. I think Daniel Jones, his biggest issue is he gets sacked a lot and he doesn't have good protection in the pocket. So I think the Giants are going to go with offensive lineman from North Carolina State, Akeem Ekwonu, and I probably butchered his name. And good evening, Rosemary. Good evening, Rosemary. Rosemary just popped in, so we waving to Rosemary, and she said we got a great show and we doing good, and we both look like stars. But I'm thinking the Giants are gonna go offensive lineman.
So you think Ekwonu?
Ekwonu, yes, thank you, Ekwonu. I think they're gonna pick up, and I think he's underrated. I think he's gonna be a steal in the draft. That's my first steal in the draft is Ekwonu. I think he's gonna be the first steal.
I don't know. You probably won't remember.
Okay.
When Trent Williams was selected by the Redskins, that year he was not considered in the top 10 or 15.
That's right.
And when they selected him, everybody on ESPN, on the NFL Network, everybody was like, what is Mike Shanahan doing?
Right.
They acted like the dude had never drafted in his life. But guess what?
What? I'm listening. Talk to me.
He's been one of the best left tackles in his whole career.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think this is the diamond in the rough.
This gentleman.
This is the diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough.
You just never know. So you think the Giants are going to go with that? I would give the Giants a big old trash can and let them throw themselves in it. But
yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I don't care.
I'm an NFC guy, so
I don't care what they do. They can pick a kicker.
Straight out of high school.
Come on.
You have to be professionals here.
That's right. We got to be professionals. Hey, Denise.
So since we do have to do that, I'm going to say that the Giants are probably going to go with George Karlaftis. I have a hard time saying this guy.
I know.
Karlaftis.
Okay.
Whatever his last name is. But George, the edge rusher from Purdue, he is a tough cookie to bite into. I think that they're, and I hate to give him this player because he's going to be going up against my team and he's just going to be a headache. But he like Thibodeau and Hutchinson.
Okay. Oh, I'm impressed.
Because they have 2 picks.
That's right.
2 early picks at that.
Okay.
They have the 7th pick in the draft.
So that's why you know what we've learned, guys. This is so off. It's relative, but it only means a lot to me and Mike. Mike and I, we play Madden football, and what I'm learning, I love drafts, and what I'm learning when you do a rookie draft, you go with need first. Want is okay sometimes, but picking linemen, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, that's not sexy. But you build from the inside to the outside, and what else are you gonna do with a generational quarterback or a great quarterback? You got to protect him. You know what I'm saying? And so offensive linemen, defensive linemen are not sexy, but they help build a solid team. You know what I'm saying? Cause Joe Burrow was sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl, tying a record, and so they can't keep him upright. He got hurt the first year, and he almost got twisted up in the Super Bowl, you know.
Exactly.
So you got to do a 6. Okay, let's go to number 6. Oh man, number 6, the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold didn't pan out. Cam Newton, we can talk about him all night long, but this is not the Cam Newton show. Bless his heart. I think Cam Newton, if we segue a little bit, I think Cam Newton failed. He didn't adjust his game. And we can talk about that a little bit. I think he did not adjust his game. And so Dr. Sim, hey Denise. So Denise and Shirley or Rosemary and Denise and Philip may be saying, what do you mean, Dr. Sims, he didn't adjust the game? The season after his MVP season, when they went to the Super Bowl, he was complaining he was getting hit a lot. If I'm getting hit a lot, maybe I don't need to run as much. So I need to work on becoming a more drop back passer, more pocket passer. I think he should have called and got on the phone and called a quarterback coach, called Peyton Manning, called somebody to help him with his mechanics. That's my opinion with Cam Newton, because where I'm going is Cam Newton is not the answer for the Panthers anymore. Bless his heart. And I'm thinking at number 6, the Panthers out of the blue. This guy, I'm telling you, this is another steal in the draft. Malik Willis, the quarterback from Liberty. I'm telling y'all, Malik Willis from a little school called Liberty College. Where is Liberty College? I'm telling you, whoever gets Malik Willis will not be disappointed.
You came out of left field with that one.
I like him. That's my sexy pick tonight. Malik Willis from Liberty University.
Okay. I see you.
What you got, Mike?
Now, I like to say Trey Lance got picked by who?
That's right, the 49ers.
Okay. Fields got picked by the Bears.
The Bears. I think he should have went to Atlanta myself, but that's another conversation.
My feel for this quarterback class, now, mind you, everything that we say or on ESPN or anywhere else, it's all opinion.
That's right.
We don't know who's going to pan out. You know what I mean? So Heath Schuler was supposed to be a Peyton Manning.
That's right.
He was a Peyton Manning, but he was more of a Heath Shoe. Not forget the lure. He was his shoe.
The Bryant.
I'm sorry.
He's a comedian in his spare time, y'all.
Yeah. So it doesn't always pan out.
Right.
So Fields and both Lance didn't see the field very much. They don't feel that they're ready.
Right.
And they were, in my opinion, they played in a school that was more of a pro style compared to Liberty.
Right, exactly.
They played better competition than Liberty would. So my feel with Malik is that if they aren't necessarily ready yet, he is not going to be ready.
Well, okay.
The competition that he should have faced in college, he's going to face in the NFL.
That
adjustment is going to take time, in my opinion.
Right.
And that's where it's okay to pick him, but where you pick him is each team's prerogative.
I know.
I think that he's going to need some time. It doesn't matter if you pick him number 1, 2, 3 to second round.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I don't know. I'm sure you remember. What about Steve McNair that played with the Titans? Where did he come from? Alcorn State. Okay, so I mean, look at
it
Jerry.
Happens, but that's just the it's for everyone to take. Do you want to dive into it head first,
right?
Or do you want to try to be a little more secure? You pick Malik Willis for the Panthers.
That's right. That's where I'm going. Malik Willis
at number 6.
Okay, let me see. Who you got?
At number 6. I believe that the Panthers, my theory for picking this player for them is that they're going to satisfy their quarterback needs through free agency.
You think so?
Or trade.
Okay.
Because number one, they already went with trading for
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Right.
That's a lot. They didn't just give up one pick. They gave a lot of capital for him. So they're not necessarily giving up on him, but they are going to try to bring somebody in to fight with him for the starting job.
Understand.
And I think that they're going to try to grab somebody through trade or whatever.
Okay.
So therefore, I'm going to go away from the quarterback situation for them, believing that situation. If you remember, they went quickly last year on trading for him because they wanted to make sure that they had that situation settled, and then they can concentrate on everything else. Which is what some of these other teams are trying to do this year. They're trying to do this early of trading for Rodgers.
That's good. That's good.
Whoever. So the Panthers, with the 6th pick, the Panthers are going to go with Andrew Booth.
Okay.
Andrew Booth, cornerback out of Clemson.
Oh.
Excuse me, Andrew Booth Jr., because you got to say it right.
You also, all the guys, we're going to go through, you got 32 divided by 3. We'll do 12 teams tonight. We'll stop at number 12 tonight, and we'll pick up the rest next week. We might do 13 because this is sexy. I like talking about this because it's going to go segue into us talking about some trade rumors because we want to talk about Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers. So at number 7, to your point earlier, at number 7, the Giants have another pick that they got from Chicago. So at number 7,
excuse my
go
French.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Number 7, I think they're going to get a Florida State. They're going to get an edge rusher, Jermaine Johnson, number 2. Because, in the NFC East, you got to have some good pass rushers. The Dallas Cowboys got 2 good pass rushers. The Commanders now got 2 good pass rushers. The Eagles defense, they got some decent pass rushers. So the Giants weren't getting a lot of pressure on the opposing team's quarterback last year, and they really couldn't stop anybody. So I think they're going to use their 2nd pick to pick up an edge rusher from Florida State, Jermaine Johnson, number 2.
Okay. The Giants' number 2 pick.
Okay. Uh-oh. Come on.
Okay. I will give the Giants a half-eaten Snickers bar that was picked out of a trash can. I'm just joking.
Oh my goodness. You are so funny. The
Giants are fighting this little battle with Jones. They do not know if he's going to pan out. But I don't want them to.
I know. They say it every offseason. They say it every year.
I think that the Giants this is where Kenyon Green goes.
Okay.
The Giants are going to go with offensive guard Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M.
Okay.
Part of their belief is that the reason why Daniel Jones is not panning out as much as they want to is because he's not being protected. So they need to find the best available lineman, and he, after Neal, is the next available best lineman. And I say it because we selected Sheriff, Brendan Sheriff, and nobody thought that offensive guard should go that early, but we selected him, and he's panned out.
He's done pretty.
Injuries and so forth, so on. But the Giants need somebody to protect their investment in Jones. I believe this is Jones' last year. I hope not, because I like his inability to produce. But I think that Kenyon Green is the pick.
Okay. All right. At number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his future is unknown. I don't know what happened last year. He took a a sabbatical from football, for the lack of a better word. He took a timeout. Matt Ryan, I did not appreciate him not fighting to keep Julio, even though Julio Jones was injury prone. He played decent. The Julio Jones played decent for the Titans last season. I don't know why they just didn't opt to keep him, even though Kyle Pitts was coming in, that big tight end from Florida last year, who played pretty
Warmed
decent.
up as the season went on.
So they had a great weapon at tight end, but now they need a wide out, because again, you don't know what Calvin Ridley's going to do. So I believe they're going to pick up that phenom from USC wide receiver Drake London.
Think that's early, but I love him.
Oh, who you telling? Me too, man. I love college football. I just love Drake London. He just he plays like,
He has the height.
yeah,
He has the physicality.
yeah.
That dude is.
He's
I
special.
think,
He's special.
of course, it's just my little old opinion, but
Come on.
I think that he has a lot of Josh Evans. Is it Josh Evans from the
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. I'm sorry. He has a lot of Mike Evans from what I see.
Yeah. Mike Evans was a beast at Texas A&M. He gave Alabama fits when he played with Johnny Manziel. They beat us. They put a spanking on us.
I see that type of physicality in him.
Yeah.
So I like him just like you like him to go this early. I didn't think he would go this early, but
Right.
you have him going to
The Falcons at 8.
Falcons at 8. I believe that the Falcons have a lot of issues, and one of those issues is they don't know what's going to happen with Matty Ice.
Now that's a good point.
So the fact that they don't know that what's going to happen with him or not has them fighting in free agency or trade or all kinds of different things. I think myself that he's starting to show his age.
I agree.
But I'm hoping that he stays. There's just certain players that you just let them finish off with their team. Does it always happen that way in Favre's case and a lot of other players? No, it doesn't always happen that way. I hope he does. In this case, I'm going to go as if he is finishing up with them. And I'm going to give the Falcons a different wide receiver.
Who you going to give him?
Ohio State wide receiver, Chris Olave.
Oh man, Olave. Oh man, he's good. He reminds me of Steve Smith. Remember Steve Smith that played with the Panthers? He reminds me of Steve Smith.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He has that kind of play of Steve Smith, but I think that he has the rookie Steve Smith physicality and personality.
Yeah.
I think that the vision of what he can become is the reason why I put him at number 8, because I think that he can actually become a Steve Smith clone.
I totally agree.
If you can have a wide receiver like that, Doc, why wouldn't you?
Because it's hard. Okay, you got some. I think they'll bracket Kyle Pitts. They got to double Kyle Pitts. You got, let's just say Calvin Ridley stays. Now you got Olave that's in the slot. Who you gonna guard? And then you got the running back coming out of the backfield, Cordero Patterson.
We also got to talk about money.
Oh, true.
Every team's cap situation. This is why I don't think that Ridley is going to be staying, because it's not just because of maybe friction between him and the team. Okay, it's because of money situation as well.
Oh, that being said, hold on. That being said, guys, we not working in the front office of the NFL, but cap space. You may not understand what Mike just said, but as you probably know, every team has X number of dollars for their salaries for their players. So let's just say it's $600 million. And so you got 54 guys on the payroll plus the coaching staff and all that. So the players, you can only spend $300 million for the player. So every position has a certain amount of money. So at the end of every year, you check the books and you have so much quote unquote cap space. That's the difference between what you actually spend and the limit of what you can spend. So that delta is the cap space. And so, like Mike is saying, every team has to negotiate that. So depending on everybody's contract, Calvin really may be expendable. You get rid of Calvin, you got some more cap space. Hey, Felix, you got some more cap space. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
So go keep going, Mike.
So to piggyback off of your what you're saying here, it's that the fact that the cap situation is one where sometimes teams going to the negative.
Yeah. Help
when
us
they're
with
going
that.
to the negative, they got to be creative with how they're going to. The NFL allows certain things to happen in order to alleviate some of the cap space. And what some teams do is that they will turn. They have what they call a annual salary. A player might get $80 million for 4 years.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean that he's going to get per year a certain amount. And part of that sometimes can be put into a bonus, or it can be turned in different ways to kind of take some of that hit that every year, if he's owed 10 million or 20 million, if he's owed 20 million, then part of that 20 million
that's right
be in bonus. So it doesn't count towards the team's cap.
That's right.
It'll be maybe 5 million of those 20 is actually towards the cap, and that 5 million it'll be towards the bonus. But what a lot of teams do is that try to give a lot of bonus in the first maybe 2 years.
2 or 3 years.
That way they pay that off, and then if they decide to release a player, it doesn't count as a penalty of how much money they still owe.
Preach, Mike. Preach, Mike.
So
Preach, Mike.
That kind of situation is where Ridley is in right now, and a lot of other teams, including the Cowboys.
I know.
But
we're in trouble.
I think that he is going to leave because of not only because of situations between him and the team, but also because of cap situations. And they paid way too much money to their quarterback.
I totally agree.
So now they're going to have to bite that, and they're going to have to lose some players.
That's right.
So, I think that Olave is going to be.
He's going to be good. All right, number 9, the Denver Broncos. They lost, and it hurt his heart. They lost Von Miller to the Super Bowl champion Rams. Moment of silence. Von Miller and Von Miller said he actually cried during that interview. He didn't want to leave Denver, but it's out of his control, and he took it like a champ and said, well, I'm here. I'm going to help Aaron Donald win a Super Bowl ring. But however, so that leaves a void on the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. So I think, that being said, they're going to go with Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd. He's got the athleticism. They put him in the mindset of Von Miller, and his motor never stopped. And so the writers that wrote about Devin Lloyd are high on Devin Lloyd. And I know this is a little high for a linebacker from Utah to come off the board, but they are really excited about Devin Lloyd because he has that it factor. And teams look for that it factor, and a lot of coaches are trying to get lightning in the ball like a lot of other teams with Micah Parsons, and so what Devin Lloyd is said to be the Micah Parsons of this draft.
Okay, I like that. I myself like Devin Lloyd. I don't like him to go that early, but I personally fight myself. I do a lot of draft simulations. I don't know if I've shown you. But I do a lot of draft simulations. I mean, the draft simulations that I do, I'm always fighting on whether I should pick them. The only difference is that when I do draft simulations is that I'm always trading back.
Okay.
I'm a big believer in trade back. The Broncos situation is one that they are constantly fighting to try to find that quarterback. My situation with them is that I don't think they're going to go after a quarterback in the draft.
I don't either.
Because they're going to try to satisfy that itch, that hunger for a quarterback through trade. They are part of this group of teams that are fighting hard to try to get that quarterback. And they're going to try to do that through trade.
Okay.
So,
What you thinking?
I don't know if you have noticed in the previous 3 to 4 years, they've been stacking on wide receivers like crazy.
I know. Right.
And so I'm going to give them a wide receiver.
Really?
Another thing, I don't know if you've noticed.
Okay.
The NFL, whenever there's a shiny toy, they're like a cat with a laser.
Right.
They just can't let it go.
You better say it.
They get enamored with players when they see like the possibility. Speed kills in the NFL.
Yeah, you can't coach speed.
So, who did the Dolphins pick last year for their first pick?
Jalen Waller, Alabama, Roll Tide, baby.
Okay, and who does Alabama have this year? That's a speed monster.
Mickens, John Mickens. Jameis Williamson.
Yep, that's who I'm picking for the Broncos. They want to make sure because they're going to satisfy their need for a quarterback through trade.
Okay.
Part of their trade is going to be involving one of their wide receivers, which I think Sutton is going to be the one to bite this bullet, and they're going to have to get another wide receiver in there.
I see you. I see you, Mike.
Yeah, Jameson is going to be the person that they're going to bring in to satisfy that wide receiver speed and need after they let go of one of their own.
Yeah, and they'll pair him with Jerry Jeudy, who also played at Alabama.
Now,
and I think that'll be a good tandem.
If they do end up being successful in trading for a quarterback,
okay,
that to me would say that they will have to emphatically give up that first round pick. So they might not be the team that might be picking at number 9.
You are so amazing, man. We'll do 10 and 11, and we'll do 11. We'll start with the Washington Commanders, and we'll talk about trade rumors. And we want to talk about real quickly tonight, why has Denver struggled and Miami struggled so much picking a quarterback? And it looked like other teams hit it out of the park, like a Kansas City or some of these other teams, or Kyler Murray, since we're going to talk about him. He has played pretty good. But anyway, at 10, the New York Jets, they got a pick from Seattle. I think they're hurting in the secondary, and I think they're going to go with the Cincinnati cornerback, and this is early off the board for a cornerback, Ahmad, nicknamed Sauce Gardner. He's a elite pass rusher. He might surprise to see Gardner as the first corner off the board, but his rare combination of size, length, and ball skills make him more than worthy. And again, these first picks seem like long shots, but I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of good talent in this first round. So I'm thinking the Jets are going to go with the safety with their second pick in the first round.
The Jets, I gave them in the first pick, their first pick. I'm sorry. I forgot who I gave them in the first pick.
What did you do for the first pick? I gave them
Kyle Hamilton.
You did. That's exactly right. That's right.
So they take Hamilton. They got it. One of the things that happened with Sack last year was that he was getting hit and hit over and over.
That's right.
I think they're going to go O-line with their second pick.
You think so?
So the Jets, with their second pick, they will be going with offensive tackle from Mississippi State, Charles Cross.
SEC, baby. SEC, baby. SEC,
they need to protect that boy. I know that they're going to do some moves in free agency, but they need to fully protect this boy if he's going to. If they keep waiting, they're going to end up being like the New York Giants, waiting for Daniel Jones to flourish. But the fact is that if you don't put people to block for him properly, that flower is going to flourish into some, I won't say the word, but some manure.
All right, now I'm gonna let you preach on this one because this is your team.
Don't you dare.
This is your team, but I'm telling you, I
Don't
think
you
this.
dare. You go first.
Okay, I think this is a no. This is no brainer. And he was in the top 4 for the Heisman. And you probably gonna laugh at me when I say this, but I think a no-brainer pick because this is a glaring issue, and I think Tyler Heineken, as Skip and Shannon would say, as Tyler Heineken, I think this is a no-brainer pick, y'all. I believe, and I hope the Washington. Well, I really don't because I don't like Washington. But anyway, I think that this is a win-win situation. They should go with the 5th-year senior quarterback from the Pittsburgh Panthers or the Pitt Panthers or whatever their moniker is, Pitt, whatever it is, Pitt, whatever, and get Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. Boy, he is a prototypical NFL quarterback, and he got some wheels. I think he's the Justin Herbert of this draft.
That's nice. That's nice. Now, I want everyone to remember something. This is a Cowboy picking for us.
No, hey, it's mad love. Hey, it's mad love for you, man. You know I love you, man, and I'm only doing this because I love you. But I believe.
Sometimes I question your love when you talk like that.
I believe. Hold on.
Facts you didn't know about the halftime one.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I believe. I'm telling you, man. It seems like a no-brainer to me. Y'all need a quarterback, and he's probably. And I think you said this a few moments ago. I think he's probably the best quarterback, the most prepared quarterback in this draft. Because Malik may struggle a little bit from Liberty. But I think the way that he played and how well he played last year, I think this is the Washington Commanders can hit it out of the park with this pick. Picking Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Okay. Well, I'll go this route.
Okay.
I believe that my order of quarterback, in this order,
okay,
I think Matt Corral is number 1.
You think so? Ole Miss. That's the Ole Miss quarterback, y'all.
Yeah, I think he's the best quarterback available out of this class. Pickett is second. You know how I feel about Pickett. There's something about him.
There's something about him.
Makes me feel that he is a real douche.
Yeah, okay. I feel you on that.
Something makes me feel that he's going to be a Ryan Leaf.
Why do you say that? I don't see that. I don't see that.
It's just a feeling. Of course, I was feeling a little bit gassy earlier, but it was just gas. So the problem here is that I think that yes, quarterback is the hunting, what we're going to be hunting for.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to be the ones picking in number 11. If we are successful at trading for a quarterback, that pick is going to have to go.
That's a great segue. That's a great segue to talk about trade room. Mike, you are pretty awesome. I'm glad you're my co-host, man.
Hey, look at me. When I tell you what I tell you, I done said it already.
But I do not think now this again. I'm a non-Washington Commander fan, so I don't know, but I don't think that you guys are going to trade for a quarterback. What I'm thinking is that y'all are going to tease everybody. Y'all going to get excited, get everybody lathered up. You're going to get everybody lathered up, and you're going to bail. and pick a quarterback in the draft, and you gonna pick Kenny Pickett. I just feel that in my bones.
Okay, so I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I believe that what they're going to end up doing is that they are going to trade their pick. If they do not, if they do not, this is where it's going to get juicy because there hasn't been a trade up until now, and I believe there probably is going to be a trade in the top 10. But we won't go there right now. But I am going to. I believe that they are going to satisfy their quarterback needs ahead of the draft, but it's not going to be Aaron Rodgers or Watson.
I agree with you.
That's legal issues. That's a different story. Or Wilson. I don't think it's going to be any of them. I think, and I would be satisfied if they decided to pick up a Carson Wentz or a Mariota. I'm not going to go with Trubisky and all these other guys, or even Jameis Winston.
Right.
Jameis, I lick all these fingers, Winston. But I think that they're going to.
What you think? What you think?
I think they're going to trade their pick and get a quarterback in free agency or trade. Most likely the Colts are going to release Wentz. And if that happens, but the deal with that is that if they release Wentz, it's going to be because nobody offered them enough. So they're going to have to, instead of releasing and getting nothing, they're just going to give Wentz to somebody.
Just give
him
away.
A fourth, a third,
a fifth.
Whatever they can get, so they can get something instead of nothing. So Wentz might end up in Washington, but I hope
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I hope they pick up Mariota, and I hope that they trade the number 11 pick because we only got 6. Trade the number 11 pick, move back in the draft.
And pick up a pick.
More picks, and by not picking in the 11th pick, I am going to give me a second. Come on. They are going to trade with I'm just going to give the Cardinals a trade here. Okay. So they're going to move back to the 23rd pick. That's where the Cardinals are. So the Cardinals will be picking up Derek Stingley Jr. at number 11.
Man, you know what? You are so okay with me. All right, that's a great segue into our last segment tonight, and we may touch on the NBA rankings a little bit because we got about 7 more
Redskins Nation, Commander Nation. Believe me that I'm doing this for the betterment of our team.
He may lose his Commander card because I believe you guys gonna pick. Y'all gonna pick up. You heard it here first. Y'all gonna pick up Pickett.
You're gonna love me even more when you see who I pick for the Cowboys.
Oh my! I can't wait to see that next week. But the last thing we want to talk about real quick: trade rumors. Okay. A few weeks ago, Kyler Murray unfollowed the Cardinals, got off all the social media. If you come up 100 feet and look down on that situation, he's probably acting like a 2-year-old throwing a little bit of a tantrum. He wants to take his ball and run home. So you and I talked about this offline, and I don't want to steal your thunder, and I'll let you talk about this. But I believe that, and this is just Dr. Sims, this is me with my life coach hat on, I think somebody in the organization has said something that got back to him, and his feelings are hurt, his feelings on his sleeve, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he does not want to play with the Cardinals anymore. Now, you have another opinion about that, but I think he does not want to play with the Cardinals anymore, and I think he's low-key asking for a trade. To your point earlier, that somehow Washington may be in the fray for him. I don't know, but I believe he has played his last down with the Cardinals, and he's on his way out.
I think, me personally, if he was going to be on the market, I would trade Daniel Snyder along with even though they might not accept that, they'll just deny that quick. But if he was available, that would be the person that I would go after the hardest.
Yeah.
If I was putting my GM hat on, that's who I would fight for. There's rumors, okay? There's sources right now that are saying that the Cardinals and Kyler are in better understanding and they are actually more united now. And
Okay.
if you rewind back to previous show,
Right.
I mentioned to you that I think that this is more of a smokescreen. Unfortunately for NFL players,
Come on, talk.
This is something that they have to do more often than they should nowadays because they play a rough sport that unfortunately pays you, in my opinion, less than some of these other sports, even though it's the least amount of games out of most of the sports,
Right.
the bigger sports. The NBA is 82 games.
That's right.
The
baseball.
Goes into 100. Hockey goes in. It's a different story. So yes, they get paid differently.
Right.
But it's the most. I don't want to say it's the most physical, but it is the most physical sports in my opinion. Second would be hockey, but this was his way of saying, you know what? If you want me, you're gonna have to pay me.
Yeah.
So let me throw my temper tantrum right now, and then let me get you a little scared that there's gonna be a lot. I guarantee you that with that little something that went on,
right,
online, a bunch of teams started calling. Hey,
you already know
how much truth is there to this?
You already know. You already know.
Like the Packers have received calls on Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
So with that being said, this is a smokescreen to me for him to start working on a new contract, which apparently, according to the sources, they are starting talks.
This is good. Last day. Okay. Would you guys be interested, because I read this and I saw this on TikTok, would you guys be interested in Aaron Rodgers?
100%.
Because they talked about it last season.
I know you don't like him. And I am not crazy about him anymore the way I used to feel about him. But I would be a complete and utter baboon to say that a man that just won the MVP again, that I don't want him on my team.
Right.
What kind of a person would I be?
Don't judge me. Don't judge me when I tell you this.
I'm a pick from Denzel Washington, American Gangster.
Okay. Hey, don't judge me when I say this. Last season,
I know Sarah is gonna beat me for.
I know, right? Last season, I said the same thing because it was just hinted for a moment that he may be considered to go to the Cowboys. I'm like, but then I let that run right through my mind. That ran right through my mind. So I feel you on that, dog. Okay, last thing, real quickly. Again, everybody, thank you for being here tonight. That mic is pretty amazing, guys. We're looking for sponsors because I would love for us to broadcast from the draft. I would love for us to go to the Super Bowl next year. I would love for us to travel to your city and do our sports show from your city. Hey. We're looking for sponsors, and there's our Cash App on the bottom of the screen, $docandmike. Y'all haven't seen anything yet. Mike and I are going to blow up.
They let me in that draft, boy. Woo!
You know, Mike, we can travel, baby. We can travel. I'm excited. I am excited.
Me in that draft, man.
Ooh, we got press credentials. We're a sports show. We're a sports podcast. We on Facebook and YouTube, baby. Okay, so if you were a gambling man and the NBA Finals is yesterday or tomorrow, who's winning the NBA? Who's winning it all? Who's winning it all?
you know that right now the only two teams that I feel
Come on.
are the most togethered teams in the NBA are the Suns and the Warriors.
That I totally agree. Now that's the Eastern Conference. What about that's the Western Conference. What about the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference, I just don't think anybody has a chance.
I would just put the Bucks.
A lot of people want to talk about the 76ers, and
a lot of people talking about the Bulls. A lot of people talking about the Bulls.
I like personally the Bulls out of the Eastern Conference, but
Well, Mike, we can't hear you. You muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. With that amount of talent that they have on the Warriors or the Suns, this is one of the reasons why I have such a hard time watching regular season basketball anymore. It's because you know who's who and you know who's going to win.
That's right.
And when I say that the Warriors or the Suns are it, there's no reason to even talk about anybody else.
Well, hey, because
you know what I mean?
I don't. Who can stick with them? Who got that firepower that they got? They got Klay Thompson. They got Steph Curry. They got Draymond Green. They got all that firepower. And Andrew Wiggins is playing well. So
hey, Doc,
yeah.
You hear me knocking?
I hear you knocking.
Well, then let me in.
But listen, everybody, that's our show for tonight. We're going to pick up the mock draft next week and do teams 11 through 20 next week. And we love you guys so much. Felix, Denise, Philip, Rosemary, thank y'all for being here. Come on, Mike.
We will be starting at 12 because we did 11 with the Cardinals today. In my trade, you pick the Redskins pick it. But you know,
that'll work.
See what happens.
That'll work. Guys, we love y'all. Good night, everybody.
Hey.
What you got, Mike?
I want to make sure that everybody at home remembers that the team to follow is the Commanders. Please, let's go away with some good music. Like Mr. Rogers used to say, the Commanders are coming, baby. Take my shoes off.
You are so funny, boy. Good night, everybody.